Howdy folks, welcome to the Desert Survivalist Bunker. As always, I'm your host, Desert Survivalist. Today I'd like to do a video about fire starting materials. I've recently done a whole series on my blog, desertsurvivalist.wordpress.com, if you guys want to go and check that out for more info. This is the kind of the demonstration video of everything I talked about in those blog posts. There's quite a few different ways to make fire. There's matches, lighters, fire strikers for fire steels, mirrors, and there's also quite a few other different new inventions out there on how to make fire. The four that I've so far incorporated in my kits are matches, lighters, fire steels, and mirrors. There's a wide variety of all four of those. For matches, you've got the standard book matches. Not too great, but they're cheap and they'll do in a pinch. Even better are these Coleman waterproof matches. Those will stay lit in the water if you're trying to light something in the rain. They also make windproof matches, which are significantly the phosphorus is about down to about here instead of just a little strike tip. These here are strike anywhere matches, which are very hard to find, but they're very handy because they don't require a matchbox. You can whisk them across your jeans and they'll light up. There's a couple different ways to store your matches in the original matchbox or in the book. The way I store some of mine are in these waterproof U.S. military containers. They're sealed, waterproof, they can hold quite a few. And on the bottom you have a little flint. And flint you can use as a fire striker, although it's actually pretty much useless, as many people have found out. Another way, if you have really short matches, like those strike anywhere ones, are just film containers. They're small, light, and waterproof. For lighters, I use mostly just the disposable ones. I got to get fluid to fill up my Zippo knockoff, and this one I actually found. I don't even know if it works. No, I think it's out of fluid, but this one's a refillable one. This one here is just a disposable one. Yeah, well, it does work. That one's a big disposable one. This one's a smaller disposable that I've had. Those are very cheap, very cost-effective way to start your fires. I'd recommend having a mix of all these fire starting materials in your kits. So, you know, if you run out of lighter fluid, you got matches. If your matches all break or don't burn, you've got a lighter. Or if either of those fail, you've got your handy dandy fire striker. Now there's many types of these. This is just a Coghlan's fire striker. You hold this and then you run this like that across, and it produces quite a wave of sparks. That's more of an area fire starter. You don't want to try and light a candle or something of that nature with one of those. That's more if you're actually lighting a campfire. For smaller tasks, you want to use a lighter or matches. There's also this kind of fire striker. These are what the U.S. military used to use. It's basically a magnesium block, kind of a cool thing. You have your tinder and your fire starter all in once. You scrape these magnesium shavings off this magnesium block, and then this top bar here, you run your knife or metal across it, and it sends a shower of sparks that catches the magnesium on fire, and those burn really hot for a very, couple seconds. And you can add your tinder to those and get a fire started with those really quick. Mirrors are kind of a last resort, I guess you could say, to starting fires. This is a special fire starting mirror. Comes in this little case. This is dependent entirely on whether the sun is out or not. If it's raining or overcast, you can't really use this. I would stick one of these in your fire starting kit just for the heck of it, but realize it's probably just kind of a last resort thing. You're not going to use it a whole lot, and it's a very slow way to start a fire as well. The way I've constructed my fire starting kits, I have one of these in my tactical vest, in my bug out bag, and in my EDC, my big EDC gas mask bag. These are just Altoid tins. I use these. If you don't have any of these, get some, because you will use them innumerably in your various applications for your survival kits. It fits, I think there's 32 matches, one of these, and I either stick a lighter or a mirror in one of them. And that holds all my fire starting equipment for a nice compact little kit. And it actually fits into in the new Mole canteen pouches. It actually fits into one of the little side pouches on there. So when you go to boil your water or start your trioxane stove, you have your fire starting materials right there with you. Like I say, use a redundancy of all of these in your fire starting kits. That way, if something happens, you don't have to, be out of fire, shall we say. Recently, I've been looking around. They do have some new stuff. Particularly brilliant idea I've seen are called, I think they're the Coughlin's fire starters. I think that's the name of them. They're basically wood, small little, well, not small, probably about this long sticks of wood, but on the top of them they have like a match head type thing, and you just strike those across the box and you've got a really, really thick piece of match that will burn for probably about almost a minute. And it's actually like a piece of wood with a match head on it, and you can just use those to light your fire. I plan on getting some of those and adding those. Also, there's oh gosh, I don't remember the name of it, but it was basically like a small, probably about that big around, and that thick little fire cap thing that you can, I guess you just press the starter button and it actually ignites somehow. I'm not sure. Gosh, I'll have to get the name of those, but I'm not sure how those work. But it was basically another no match. You didn't need any other stuff. It was just a self-contained little pellet thing that you could light on fire. There's also stuff like fire paste, little basically kindling tinder. I think there's something called like quick tinder or something. My suggestion is always put a little bit of tinder in your kits. I am keeping a collection of dryer lint at the moment, and that makes a really good fast burning tinder, but I haven't quite got enough of it to put in a kit yet. So if you don't want to buy tinder, just make some out of lint. It's really good, burns really quick. So that's my video on fire starting concepts. If you want more information, check out the post I did on my blog about it. Again, that's desertsurvivalist.wordpress.com. And have a good night, guys, and stay safe.